Hello, and thanks for tuning into Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food and beverage. I'm Ray Latif, the editor and producer of Taste Radio, and I'm with my co-hosts for this episode, John Craven, Jackie Brugliera, and Mike Schneider. This episode features a conversation with Good Culture co-founder and CEO Jesse Merrill and Ross Iverson, the managing director of private equity firm Manitree, that explores the synergy between profit and purpose. How the heck is it already February? I mean, this month, I was not expecting to be here so soon. This year has flown by.
Well, fortunately, you get an extra day of February, so.
It is a leap year. That's correct, yeah. And if it's February, it just means that Expo West is basically tomorrow, right? I mean...
Yeah, I'm leaving on Thursday.
There you go.
Got to get there early to prepare.
John's leaving on a jet plane.
I just don't specify a date. Just Thursday. I'm going on Thursday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I think most of us are going to be there from March 12th to March 16th. At least that's when I'm going to be there. Jackie, is that your plan as well?
Yep, I'll be driving up, so it's a nice, easy trip for me.
Expo West is about 5 weeks away, which means that we're looking for news. We're asking folks to submit news about new products, brand revamps, new distribution, new retail that you'll be exhibiting or talking about at the show. Jackie, the easiest way to inform us is to
head to BevNET.com and Nosh.com, go to the menu, and find Submit News.
Submit News is the easiest way to do so. There's a link on both sites. Upload it, let our editorial team know, and we will visit your booth. Folks who are Taste Radio VIPs, and it's easy for you to become one, just head to tasteradio.com/VIP. Will be part of a special list of folks that will be visiting at Expo West. We'll be coming strong with all kinds of gear for you to wear at the show, including lanyards and pins. We'll also be sitting down with folks for on-the-spot interviews that we'll be showcasing on Taste Radio's Instagram and TikTok pages. So if you'd like to be a part of that and you're not already a VIP, sign up, tasteradio.com/VIP. We want to see you, and we want to make you a star of the show.
Remember when Pepsi did that points thing and they claimed to give away a Harrier jet? We should definitely not do that.
Didn't someone actually win that plane and they just decided not to give it to them? Is that what happened?
Win might be the wrong word. Yes, there's a documentary about that that's... I don't know, informative, but kind of rough to watch, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, if you win and actually lose, what's that called?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
Not sure. Did they sue?
Yeah.
The whole documentary is basically about someone who just bought the points because there was a cash value to them, demanded their Harrier jet, and then I think some lawsuits. I don't even remember what happened with it, but I was really psyched to watch the movie. I think it's on Netflix, probably, everything else, but I don't know. It's kind of a little bit of a bummer movie. Poorly done. I don't know.
How are you gonna park a Harrier at Whole Foods? I mean, that's
you just nuke the Whole Foods. Anyway,
yeah.
Moving on.
Interesting.
Well, speaking of Pepsi, I never thought there would be a day when I would see a commercial on TV for a better for you soda, but I saw one for Poppi the other day. I want to say it was during one of the championship NFL games over the weekend. It was just very strange. I was like, wait a minute. Poppi has a national TV advertisement?
You don't know if it's a national TV advertisement.
I don't know.
They have regional
true.
buys in there.
That's true. That's a good point. But even so, I was just surprised to see a TV advertisement for it. And I was thinking about how far I guess we've come as an industry, as a country, thinking about the optionality that we have. And what the message was that Poppi was trying to share is that you don't have to have any of the quote unquote bad stuff with things that you love. Now, one could argue that Poppi or Olipop or Culture Pop or any of these better for you soda brands will never come close to the flavor of a Pepsi or a Coke. But I think if they're really, really close, that's the kind of incrementality. That's the better for you value that consumers have been looking for. Maybe it's not the exact same thing, but it's incrementally better than what was available in the past. I think some, things that called themselves soda in the past were not necessarily great tasting. But it's great to see that we're getting to that point right now where there is some real optionality. And I think that just speaks to the power of incrementality, just getting a little bit better than what you had been or what had been available in the past, either by formulation, ingredients, packaging, what have you. I think that's kind of where a lot of entrepreneurs stumble, right? Is, you talk about innovation, you talk about these groundbreaking ingredients or, ways of creating a product that require a ton of education, awareness, and just financial resources to do both. So the brands that I've seen who have really scaled well and been successful are the ones that have just tried to do a little bit better.
Well, I mean, in fairness, there definitely was a lot of education and I guess, as you called them, financial resources that went into developing Poppi and that entire segment. But yes, I mean, I think they've successfully done it at this point. So,
and they have a close competitor too, in Olipop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think as people take incremental, steps, that only furthers everything along, So like maybe 10 years ago that wouldn't have been incremental, but now it is, considering, all of the different products and options and consumer education there is out there.
I don't know what the NFL is, Ray, but I did see the analog for this in beer, which was right after the FA Cup matches, there was an Athletic Brewing commercial. And I think they're doing similar in the beer industry.
Yeah, well, certainly Athletic Brewing has done significantly better in terms of flavor and, I guess, mouthfeel than non-alcoholic beers that have existed in the past. So,
flavor, mouthfeel, the value prop, easy to explain, just like Poppi, Olipop are doing in the beverage industry.
Yeah, and keeping it simple just makes it so much easier for a consumer to digest. I think everyone has a million claims or a million different things that they're trying to do. But I mean, even a good example is Ithaca Hummus too, like they're focused on freshness and cold crafted. And yeah, they have some cool, like unique flavors and like solid branding, but the core like ethos of the brand is just quality.
And Ithaca.
Yes.
They even backed off on the cold crafted part too, because they didn't need it. They were just, we're just better hummus.
And salsa, don't forget those. Those are pretty awesome
Salsa's
too.
pretty epic.
I mean, I think about just a brand like Nature's Bakery, which I love.
Oh, I think about them too.
And they have...
Just comes out of nowhere.
Just comes out of nowhere. They have created, a better for you version of Fig Newtons. Everyone knows what a Fig Newton is, right?
Unfortunately, yes, Ray.
This just happens to be one that's made with better ingredients, quote unquote, better ingredients. Tastes pretty much the same. And actually, to me, tastes better because when you bite into a Fig Newton, no stain on the company that makes Fig Newtons, it just tastes, you can taste it. It just tastes too processed. This, which is made, these Nature Bakery Fig Bars, and this is a new line of minis that they sell with each mini snack has 100 calories. But these are made with whole grains and what they say is real fruit. Expect that it's more of the jam variety of real fruit than it is actual whole fruit infused into these products or incorporated into these products. But anyway, they are delicious. Mike, would you like one?
Little known fact, the Fig Newtons named after Newton, Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. I hear they're having a problem with their schools.
Oh.
Anywho.
Hey, now I'm going to throw this at you.
Teachers are on strike.
I think these are it's to me super interesting that these guys have taken a product that I would call pretty polarizing and, kind of given it an upgrade. And it's, these are really tasty regardless of what you think of Fig Newtons. So
absolutely.
I love figs. These are tasty. The fig part, they've added, something to it too as well. And so you don't just getting the fig of the Fig Newton, which is the best part of the Fig Newton, I think.
Yeah. Now, another brand that I really like is Somos. Somos is a maker of Mexican-inspired foods. And when I think of refried beans, I typically think of, that's the most unhealthy food I could possibly eat. And yet Somos has created a better-for-you version that tastes just as delicious as the refried beans that you have come to expect in your burritos or quesadillas or what have you.
I expect deliciousness, Ray. I mean, Yeah.
Yeah, well, this product, which is their spicy refried beans variety, contains, I'm looking at it, maybe about 7 ingredients: water, bayo beans, jalapeno peppers, vegetable oil, sea salt, onion powder, and garlic powder, which I love. And I also love that it's in a pouch and not a can.
Yeah, they hit on a couple things. I mean, the branding right away just stands out on the shelf, and they're really focusing on convenience too. I know I've picked up like their packs of rice, their salsa matcha, things that make it really easy to cook clean Mexican food at home. So it's cool to see them do that, where there hasn't been a ton of innovation in like better for you Mexican food.
Also, another little known fact, refried beans are definitely not the most unhealthy thing you could eat, because they're neither fried the first time or fried a second time, which is technically what refried would be. So
sometimes they have a bunch of like lard and other things in them.
I mean, for sure they could, but if you go get, I don't know, like there's countless brands of canned refried beans that are just basically like mashed up beans, right? So with some oil and flavoring. They're not like fried twice.
I also appreciate that it's not in a can, because the whole like pooping it out of a can is just not appealing.
Sorry, Heyday Canning. I do enjoy pooping out of the Heyday Canning cans. I just poop it right out of there. That's good.
It's not really any different with the pouch.
Thanks to Dozen Cousins, to me, this pouch says it's going to be good, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be better for me. I mean, so I'm in.
Well, the amount of real estate you get on the front of pack is a lot more than you do with just a can as well. I think there's a question from a retail buyer about how much space they're going to dedicate to these types of products, these types of packages versus cans. You can fit a lot more cans on the shelf than you could that Somos pouch. But if consumers are asking for better for you refried beans, and if you're a natural retailer, more than likely you're going to start to see retailers, I would think, opening up more space on shelf for products and packages like
well,
these.
Miguel Rodrigo and Daniel hope so.
The founders of Somos. I just did an interview that we published with Jesse Merrill, who is the co-founder and CEO of Good Culture. And I heard this from him, and I've heard this from a number of entrepreneurs, which is that they're looking for opportunity in big categories where there's been a lack of innovation, or at least better for you options in that space. And most folks know that Good Culture is a maker of better for you dairy products, best known for their cottage cheese. Now, who would have thought that 10 years ago, cottage cheese would be this huge opportunity for an entrepreneur?
Cottage cheese, much like, I don't know, pick some other category that was stagnant for a long time. Sometimes it's like, the old, like, everyone else is zigging, you zag, right? Everyone's trying to make, I don't know, better for you or plant-based yogurts maybe at the time when Good Culture was started, and they went after cottage cheese. Whole lot of dollars there, not a lot of innovation.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I mean, when you think about the education that we talked about earlier in the show and what it costs to get people to understand that a plant-based yogurt is better for you or might taste as good than a dairy-based yogurt, I think just making a better for you cottage cheese is a much easier sell.
Well,
right?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying that, to the who would have thought cottage cheese, again, I mean, I think, entrepreneurs can look at whatever category they want and identify, a place where there's, stagnation from the big brands and use that as a springboard for making that better somehow. And, certainly like, yes, the plant-based thing has some valuable lessons there of like, you can innovate in a stagnant category with something that's really complicated, right? And maybe has taste issues. Or I think Good Culture was more like, I mean, it's cottage cheese. It just tastes better. It's got cleaner ingredients maybe.
Right. But they don't have a lot of ancestors, I think is Ray's point, to say, hey, we're blazing the trail in plant-based cheese, which there are a few companies that have done that, obviously, but it also, they were the pioneers, so it's not that easy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of categories right now where you are seeing better for you brands find some space, find some traction. I feel like it's kind of hard now to find a category where there isn't an entrepreneurial led brand or a challenger or disruptor brand in that set. But that just speaks to, I think, the demand that consumers are putting out there for optionality and cleaner ingredients and in products that taste as good as the quote unquote legacy option. Certainly in granola has always been one of those products where, you think granola is granola, right? It should just kind of taste like that oaty, slightly sugary, maybe cinnamony kind of product. But I really think Purely Elizabeth has done a really great job creating a granola brand for modern consumers. And they just came out with a new line of cookie granola. They have 3 varieties. They have an oatmeal raisin. They have a double chocolate. They have a chocolate chip.
All right,
No, not that.
Let me see this
Not
chocolate
that.
chip. Let's have a live review here.
There's no crunching in the microphone.
I
Jim.
won't.
Crunch
I'll
it.
lean back. Just give me
No,
the
we have to crunch.
chocolate chip, not the oatmeal
He's
raisin.
going to lean back like
Crunching's
fat.
part
No,
of
no,
it.
no. The
It's
chocolate
part
chip.
of the show.
We're not going to start with oatmeal raisin.
You want the cookie granola?
Yeah, I want the cookie granola.
You want the chocolate chip one?
Yes.
Okay,
That's
all
like
right.
the flagship.
Jeez,
Ray
guys.
was trying to
Like,
save.
I don't-
He was definitely trying to save that one. You could see it in his eyes. Did you see that?
No, I mean, I just
the
I-
cookie
like,
granola.
I'm gonna try it the first time. No offense to oatmeal raisin, but it would be like going into an ice cream shop, hating on it, and it's like, well, I had pralines, banana bubblegum flavor.
But the look in your eyes was like Arsenal scored on you in the first minute. I mean, that was just.
No, but I really. So there was a brand out there called Woats. Does everyone remember Woats?
Yeah,
Woats.
Yeah, sure.
Which reminds me of what this line is. Now, Woats was such a delicious brand. My mouth is watering thinking about it. But it had I think it only had one SKU, and it definitely didn't have the brand name and cachet of Purely Elizabeth. So it was on shelf for I want to say about 2 years, and then it disappeared.
This stuff is legit.
This is John Craven approved.
No, it's so terrible. I'm just gonna do you guys the solid and eat the whole entire bag. No,
He's in for his third helping.
it's good. It's good.
Does it taste like crumbled cookies?
Okay, this is
Like-
from the classic playbook of add chocolate makes product better, right?
Yeah. Well, I think they talked about this in the press release. This has an opportunity, or this is like a real fusion between breakfast and snack occasions.
There's no breakfast in this.
People eat, Captain Crunch for breakfast.
That's his 4th handful. I'm finally gonna get to try some.
Yeah.
Of this. All right, let's see what
I
happens.
think I would love to try this with some milk. I don't drink a ton of milk. but
This is not granola though. This is a snack product.
it says cookie granola right there.
There's
What is this, false advertising?
there's granola butter. Do you put milk in that too?
No, but you would never put milk in
Exactly, this
granola
is
butter.
not
I guess they're
granola.
known for granola, so they're just taking an incremental step into cookies.
This is granola butter in cookie form.
My 2 cents on this to make it even better would just be to make some bars or some actual like cookie-like things. There's too many little pieces in there.
So you want an actual cookie then?
Yeah, or a bar.
2 things. Number one,
It's no longer granola at that
a
point.
little mini snack-sized bar.
Purely Elizabeth cookies.
Jackie is a professional podcaster because she knows when to come full circle on something. And 2, these have 6 grams of sugar per serving, made with 100% whole grains, baked with coconut oil. They are a good source of fiber. Non-GMO, project verified too. Is there a lot of I don't see that label as much. Maybe I just don't look for it as much. The non-GMO, project verified. Do you guys see that as much as?
I would say that it's just ubiquitous and kind of, I don't
Okay.
know, noise on a package.
I don't see it as much as I used to. Is it on this? Yeah, it is on the Somos as well.
I feel like we went through a phase of like everyone had every certification, and now
Yeah.
they're kind of reeling it back.
I think you're right, John. Like it's on this Nature's Bakery Fig Bar Minis box
Yeah,
too.
it's
I
there.
just
It's
never.
ubiquitous.
Wow. Okay. Just don't look for it anymore.
Good for the non-GMO verified project or
I
whatever.
would be shocked if it were on these cartons of Oatly. Is it? It is. Okay.
Why would you be shocked? What are you saying about Oatly here? And note that these views are just purely Ray's opinion.
Okay. Now, no offense to Oatly. I was just kind of surprised that would be on there. Now they have these 2 new varieties.
They have more certifications than Anthony Kiedis has tattoos. Look at that.
They have these 2 new varieties. They have an unsweetened oat milk variety, and they have a super basic oat milk. It's literally called.
It
super
only
basic.
has water, oats, sea salt, and citrus fiber as ingredients.
Okay, so when these came out, I think Jackie, you were like, why would you call something super basic?
Right. Well, also my question is, shouldn't they be the same thing? Like if it's super basic, isn't it unsweetened?
I'm
Nope.
being basic is in, dude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
my daughter's like, I'm a basic B.
I'm a basic B.
Jeez.
These
She says.
these two new products remotely launched earlier this month or last month now in January, and I'm not sure. It's just like a TikTok thing that like basic is in.
Oh, being a
then-
basic beep.
Yeah,
is
I
cool.
just said basic B.
I don't know, Jackie. I mean, you're the one on TikTok
I was
more
gonna,
than
I was
anyone
gonna
else.
say in this week's Ray dates himself.
Hey, you know what? I'm happy not
Doesn't
to be.
understand that Gen Z likes oat milk and being basic.
I'm happy not to be described as basic.
First of all, I use TikTok plenty, so kindly don't loop me in with this.
Yeah, ditto.
well, I
Maybe Jackie, can you tell us about Blu-ray discs too? We're really curious.
I don't know if I remember about
Ray can, I know
those.
Ray can tell us about laser discs because he found many of the players on the side of the road and has them piled in his basement.
I would. You know what? If I saw one on the side of the road, I would definitely grab
No,
it.
you would.
I would definitely grab one.
The fact that you'd know what it looks like is a tell in itself.
I definitely remember laser discs were used in my high school for like a year. And
Ray's
then people
driving
started
along.
using DVDs. So for folks who are not familiar or don't know what a laser disc is a
Including me.
much larger disc. So it looks like a
It's
DVD.
a giant CD.
Right. It's
It's-
a giant
it's like
CD
a
or a
record.
DVD. Exactly. It's the size of a record. Exactly. If you don't know what a record is, I don't know what
Then
to
you
tell
don't go to cool enough
Records
bars.
are
but
cool
anyway.
again, you
Yeah,
know?
come on.
Okay.
Everyone knows a record. It seems like these products were created for two different consumers in two different, retail stores. Like the basic, you would show up in Whole Foods, next to MALK and compete, whereas the one that's unsweetened might show up in like your mainstream retail store and it's a better for you option than like some other things that are on the shelf.
Can I play devil's advocate there? I mean, Oatly has more money than God. They probably will put these next to each other in some test and see which one pulls better.
That's
and
true.
then
They
we'll
do have
see.
the
We'll
capital
see where
to
they end up,
test.
right?
If the super basic one had just one more ingredient, I think it would be the perfect beverage for me. You know what that ingredient is?
Alcohol?
Cognizant.
Lexington bakes brownies.
Alcohol. No.
Oh,
No, John.
Sorry, I don't know. You have a reputation. No, kidding.
I have a
Tequila.
Kidding.
Tequila.
Okay. No, the ingredient would be cognizant.
Oh, yes, of course.
If I were able to pour and use this Oatly product and pour it into a big bowl of Purely Elizabeth cookie granola and just have a dash of cognizant in there, that would be the ultimate breakfast.
You would
wouldn't it?
realize what a poor choice you made
What are you talking about?
after the cognizant.
Huh? Anywho,
You'd be so much smarter.
I would be a lot smarter, yeah. So Cognizant is the presenting sponsor for this episode of Taste Radio. Cognizant is a clinically tested nootropic ingredient that delivers a patented form of citicoline to supply your brain and those of your consumers with the energy it needs to stay sharp. Learn more at cognizant.com. That's cognizin.com.
Do you really want to put milk on the granola?
Yes, I
Oh,
do.
my goodness.
I do want to do that, and I
not
do
cereal,
want.
guy.
I want to watch you do this. You're going to be sad.
I want to. You know what I want to do? Actually, I want to just do a whole week of beverages. Like every single day, I drink a different beverage with Cognizant, and then see what the results are. That following Monday.
So we'll give you IQ tests each
Yeah,
time
it
you
works
record.
I have been trying to do a lot more of these crossword puzzles and these like New York Times kinds of games.
I have too.
Because my Alzheimer's is going to be kicking in any year now. So
Oh.
like I just want to make sure that
We apologize for the insensitive comment.
Yep. Yes.
But anyways, can we talk about brownies?
Yes.
I'm trying really hard to save some.
Yeah.
I have a
mine
little
too.
piece left.
literally everyone has a brownie in their hand, including Jackie, except for I don't have. A
Yeah,
brownie
you
in my
don't
hand.
get anything because you were a hater.
Sorry.
This is
But
the Lexington Bakes what?
This is their raspberry velvet brownie. It is a dark chocolate brownie with this nice kind of raspberry swirl, and I think is that some white chocolate in there too? Or is that what we got?
Lexington Bakes.
I already
the
ate
maker-
one of these. I just
I believe
had to
it's
go find
cream
a second one.
cheese.
Cream cheese.
Yes.
That's right.
I
Thank you.
mean,
Duh.
Lexington Bakes is this better for you, super indulgent brownie that is just every bite is insanely indulgent. And it's a labor of love. I follow Lex Evans, the founder, on Instagram, and he's a super chill dude. And he is obsessed with baking. I mean, to the point where I'm just like, Lex, hope you're taking good care of yourself, because he says he can't stop talking about baking, and he's worried that people aren't interested in it. And my message to you, Lex, is yes, people are interested in what you're doing. They probably want to be a part of this. These are incredible.
Yeah, and I've been watching all of his R&D with cookies, vegan cookies right now, and I've been, into that, and it's been really fun to watch him and his journey. But yeah, it seems like he's just, burning the candle at both ends.
He doesn't understand how interesting he is.
I know, but I guess that's like anyone that's on Instagram, they're just like looking at their camera on their phone and they don't realize how many people are actually watching them.
People want to be a part of something, Lex, and you're out there doing something, so be kind to yourself.
And I loved the box that it came in. I feel like this is something I would find in like Sephora, it has like perfume in it. It feels premium.
He might have some design skills too.
He might.
For sure.
What do you think of the taste, John?
This is super indulgent. I mean, I admittedly don't think I would have gone out of my way to buy a raspberry cream cheese brownie. But it's delicious.
I ate it over days. I mean, every time I wanted a treat, first I stopped myself, and then I was like, all right, fine, I'm going to do it. And then had a tiny corner of it.
Yeah, pacing yourself is good.
Yeah, Lex did an amazing job when he presented his brand at the Nosh Live Pitch Slam in December of 2023. I think he's got a great runway for success. It was actually interesting recalling his presentation, him talking about the value of his brownies. Now, you buy one of those brownies, and I think it's $7.99 or $6.99, something like that. It's pretty premium.
Maybe
priced.
higher.
I think it's higher.
Depending on where you
it's
buy it.
$10.99.
$10.99, okay. But he talked about how, I guess, the price per ounce was actually pretty competitive with other types of indulgent / better for you dessert bars like a Honey Mama's.
it is.
That's enough to share with the whole table.
It's super dense. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to give Ray a bite after
No,
I get my mitts all over.
don't do that.
Really, just get him in here.
I will fully admit. So I don't have one in my hand because I already ate mine, actually. I don't know whose it was, and maybe it wasn't anyone's, but there was one in the upstairs fridge in the kitchen.
That was for you.
Was it for me?
Mhm.
Okay, good. I took it home.
No, he sent them for the crew to try.
I munched on it late nights, I think over this weekend, and
You put some Oatly on it?
I woke up with a big smile on my face.
Did you try it with some cookie granola?
I'm going to.
It can
You
be
do
a
not
breakfast food.
need
I'm
to
going to.
combine it with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is about as much breakfast food as that Purely Elizabeth chocolate chip granola.
I have in my hand a bottle of Erva.
Yay.
Erva is a brand of cold brewed yerba mate beverages, and they actually presented as part of the New Beverage Showdown in December of 2023 as well. I'm kind of embarrassed because I have not tried this product, even though, they had it at the show, they had it at BevNet Live. I've not tried it, but I recall people raving about it, people raving about the flavor in particular, judges. And I'm going to read the front copy here. It says, "Rise above the grind with a refreshing, uplifting, and cool beverage." This is their Move Mint variety. Let's try it.
I was a raver, and I also liked the product.
Yeah. Oh. I like what you did there, Mike. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh wow, that's a really good.
It's good, right?
beverage. That is such a. As soon as you get one sip,
You can't just take one. No.
I'm gonna sound really crazy here. It feels like it transports you to another place.
It had that effect on people, and
Oh wow, that's so good.
yeah,
That's one of the best beverages I've had in a long time. I'm not kidding. That's really good.
That's the same way I feel about this Weekday vibe stuff here.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really solid. This is a,
Is that the de-alcoholized wine product, or
don't think so. These are just sort of spritz type products. Okay. And I guess dry January is technically over. Is anyone
Technically over, yes.
technically, yeah.
But this
Also, actually over.
bitter orange spritz here.
Now it's fall down February.
Make up for lost time February. These are delicious. Really like this bitter orange spritz. 45 calories per little 8-ounce can here. And yeah, good stuff. They also have this grapefruit rosemary sparkling rosé flavor. So
Really cool packaging. Definitely evokes that sort of early 70s kind of vibe with their wavy, kind of groovy colors. The only thing that kept me from cracking a can of this open was the sucralose. It is sweetened with sucralose, which I'm not a huge fan of. But otherwise, really cool looking product.
Why does that stop you in a cocktail situation?
I don't know. Why would you add sucralose to a cocktail?
You're trying to have something that's better for you and tastes good in a situation where you're poisoning yourself with alcohol. So why isn't sucralose a little better than that?
Okay, so sucralose is an artificial sweetener. That's Ray's point.
Correct.
But yes, this is the de-alcoholized wine-based product. I apologize for not getting that right the first time.
No problem.
But it does not taste like, well, at least this one does not taste like it's trying to be a wine.
I need to try that bitter orange spritz. That sounds like it's going to hit the spot. And then also, there's some really good words on the front of that can. Grapefruit, rosemary, sparkling rosé. You kidding me?
Yeah, beautiful looking can. I do look at the ingredient list, and I don't know. Sucralose for me is just, there's something about it that just, I don't know. Isn't there am I thinking of aspartame? What's the branded word?
Splenda.
Is it Splenda?
Correct.
Okay, Splenda.
My thought was that those were a THC beverage from the
I thought
from
they
the
were
packaging.
too, yeah.
So when I looked at it, I thought I was going to get a 2 milligram THC, and maybe that's part of their roadmap. Who knows? But yeah, those are super intriguing, and I just haven't gotten around to trying them yet.
I'm not sure that anyone's putting THC in something that even has less than 0.5% alcohol.
Yeah, true,
But
very true.
I think the word vibes and
Yeah,
sort of
juicy
kind
vibes.
of
Very true.
The sort of groovy kind of feel
Yeah.
of them definitely lended itself to me thinking that it had cannabis in it.
Mm-hmm.
While John is sipping on that, Jackie, what are you sipping on over there? Is it just tea?
Oh yeah, I have matcha.
Oh,
I'm drinking a lot of matcha. We have matcha on tap over here instead of cold brew.
They're
I
going
know.
fully anti-coffee in San Diego.
I do 2
They're
days
not
a week. I do
anti-coffee.
coffee, and then the rest of the time it's matcha. I just don't crash as hard, you know.
Doesn't Amanda Smerlinski? That she's not on the matcha kick yet though, because I see her on her Instagram.
She's bone
Yeah.
broth.
She's bone broth
Mhm.
and
Lattes.
yes, she. I don't.
What about intern Viv?
She doesn't drink any caffeine.
No caffeine.
Yeah.
She's naturally just got
these
the
kids
energy.
today? What is wrong? I mean,
That kid's
come
got that
on.
energy.
Yeah, I mean Gen Z doesn't drink alcohol either, so I don't know.
Good for them.
Just a bunch of clean living freaks, you know.
They're basic.
Clean
Yeah,
living,
mad
basic bees.
man.
Hey, just to come full circle here to Weekday Vibes.
Yes.
I had not tried this grapefruit rosemary sparkling rosé.
Mhm.
Definitely tastes more like a wine product. I guess I got kind of enamored with this. You had me at bitter orange spritz,
Mhm.
which is kind of Negroni Aperol spritz-esque.
Yeah, John's
So,
gonna be putting that in his pocket.
Yeah.
No one's getting that.
No,